How cultural taboos surrounding sexuality have affected design decisions of sex toys. A video by Lauren Ryan for eDesign 549. Warning: the following video covers sensitive topics involving sex and sexuality. If you become uncomfortable at any point, please feel free to stop the video. Sexuality has a long history of being shrouded by cultural taboos. From misinformation, public shaming, and even violent reactions, sexuality has had a secretive and dangerous history within the United States. So how does the evolution of the design and marketing of sex toys reflect that complicated history? First, what do I mean when I say sexuality? Sexuality is a broad term that covers all the ways people experience and express themselves as sexual beings. Sexuality often has biological and physical aspects, psychological aspects, and sociocultural aspects. One way to look at sexuality is to consider the circles of sexuality model created by Dr. Dennis Daly. This model splits sexuality up into 5 main components: sexualization, sexual identity, reproductive and sexual health, intimacy, and sensuality. These will be primarily framed in the context of female sexuality, though it applies to both men and women. Sexualization details how sex or sexuality is used to manipulate or control others. It ranges from playful intentions to violent abuse. Sexual identity deals with how an individual perceives themselves. It can include identities surrounding our own bodies and how they react to others. Reproductive and sexual health deals with decisions and consequences surrounding the sexual health of an individual. This is a broad topic that encompasses sexual health over the lifetime of women. Intimacy deals with an individual's need and desire for emotional closeness with another. This can include emotional expression, vulnerability, and love. Sensuality deals with an individual's awareness, acceptance, and enjoyment of their sexual potential. This can range from physiological responses to erotic fantasies. Although many different categories within each component have dealt with cultural taboos, I am going to focus on the consequences for the design and marketing of sex toys due to cultural taboos surrounding the component sensuality. Warning: this next section of the video will be discussing sex toy design, including images of phallic-shaped devices. If you become uncomfortable at any point, please feel free to stop the video. The design and marketing decisions for sex toys throughout history. The earliest vibrators used a hand crank and then were eventually steam-powered. They were primarily used by doctors on women. Then, in the 1880s, the first electromechanical vibrator was created with the intention of using it for curing illnesses. Interestingly, doctors denounced the use of the device when they became available to the public soon after. Advertising and selling obscene products was illegal due to the Comstock Act, so companies made a strategic design decision in how to market the devices. They advertised the vibrators in the small electronic household appliances section and in the electrotherapeutic medical devices section of catalogs. This targeted both housewives and modern women and men. They were able to do this by emphasizing the vibrator's non-sexual uses, such as a beauty and wellness product or as a medical cure for ailments. Some ads claim to remove wrinkles, help with chest pain, and cure a headache or sore throat. Simultaneously, companies implied its sexual uses through coded language, attractive imagery, available attachments, and suggestive user manuals. One of the most famous products to take off was the Hitachi Magic Wand. The modern version is still popular today. Over the next few decades, sex toys began to be sold in sex shops, including many of the popular vibrators, but the mainstream media often portrayed the sex toys as vulgar, shameful, and taboo. At the end of the sexual revolution in the late 1970s, companies began to release new versions of sex toys that were more playful with bright, unnatural colors and cartoonish features. One Japanese sex toy that was popularized after its appearance in Sex and the City was the Rabbit, a phallic-shaped vibrator with a small rabbit piece protruding from the side to stimulate the clitoris. Around this time, the mainstream media began to shift its portrayal of the devices, calling them kinky, comedic, or naughty. Customers were able to buy these sex toys through online markets as well. In the same time frame, technological innovations were booming. Apple was a leader in the tech industry with their sleek, minimalist designs. Inspired by this, inventors shook the sex toy industry by completely redesigning the material, form, and function of sex toys. New sex toys were introduced into the market that were smaller, sleeker, and ergonomic. The devices were made with safer materials, quieter motors, and USB rechargeable batteries. Some even used Bluetooth chips to connect with smartphones for more enhanced play. The market expanded to toys encouraging couple play as well as optimizing functionality for individual use. This dramatic redesign of sex toys helped to transform cultural opinions surrounding sexuality. The revolutionized sex toys were completely rebranded to the public, with mainstream media portraying the products as premium, innovative, and discreet. Sex toys began to be available in common retailers, upscale grocers, high-class beauty stores, and newly modernized sex shops. Overall, the decision to completely redesign sex toys has helped to overcome existing taboos surrounding the sensuality component of sexuality. This has had further positive effects on other components of the circles of sexuality model. Things to think about. What do you think the next stage in sex toy design will be? Why do you think these design decisions are important? How could this knowledge be applied to other products that deal in domains of cultural taboos? What to expect for the activity tomorrow? Tomorrow, the class will split up into 4 to 6 teams. If you do not wish to participate in the activity, then you may sit out. Further instructions will be given tomorrow. Thank you for watching this video. See you tomorrow.